Okay.
All right, we're joined here by Emily Lauterbach, a successful advancer to level 2 of LPGA Epson Tour qualifying. It was a grind out there, and it was nerve-wracking on that last hole. I heard you had a plugged lie in that bunker, and you know, what was going through your mind coming down the stretch, trying to kind of steer it into the house and, you know, one ahead of the number?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. My mind was kind of going crazy. I literally turned to my dad, like, with 3 holes left, and I'm like, just tell me something. And he was like, oh, just make sure you have a good swing. I'm like, no, like, I need encouragement and motivation. Like, say something that, like, can help me push past, like, this mental block I have. And, well, he didn't, but I got up and down on my third to last hole. It was another wonderful up and down. I had to flop it from, like, over a bunker again to a short-sided pin. Lovely. But I made like a 5-footer to save that. Another par 3 that was like 178. I hit it to like 15 feet, which was helped the nerves go down. And then the par 5, I felt good over because it's a par 5. And I can get to it, but I'm like, no, I'm going to hit 3-wood off the tee. And then, you know, I ended up hitting it into the bunker with a wedge in my hand. So that was lovely.
What did you have in that? My app said maybe about 130 yards on that approach shot.
I had 120.
120, okay. And just thinned it or chunked it? Heavy, thin?
I don't even remember at this point. I don't think I chunked it or thinned it. I think I just genuinely, it was almost pin high. Because I left it really far right. So I think the yardage was fine.
Did you feel wind?
There was a little into us, yes.
Okay.
So I was playing it like 125, but it's like a 3/4 wedge. Because I hit my wedge about 130, maybe a little more, and I just didn't execute.
But you had 2 putts to get in ahead of the number, whether you knew it or not. I can't imagine what was going in your mind with a putter in your hand and a chance to go to level 2 again. But
well, I left a 5-footer short, so I don't think there was much going on in my head over that putt besides stress.
Yes, and then you walk off, and we determine that 1 over is still the number. You're on it, and you're going on, which at the end of all this craziness is what you came here for.
Yeah, honestly, I shot 7 under last year and shot 1 over this year, and I'm gonna end up in the same spot. So I'm relieved a lot. I definitely felt some tears on that last hole once I found out that the cut was won. Definitely was frustrated most of the round. You watched me those first few holes peppering the pin. The first so many holes, and then I hit 1 OB and then chunked it and got up and down.
Yeah, that's right.
But then the back was pretty much the same. I was either peppering the pin and missing the putt or scrambling from who knows where.
Yeah.
And then hole 1, I missed a 4-footer for par, and then the last hole I missed a 5-footer for par. So those were my 2 bogeys on the back. Poor putting, and then the 1 birdie I had was a par 5 that I got 2 and 2, and it was a tap in.
So at the end of all this, I mean, how do you look back on this experience? I mean, this one just seems like it was more difficult for everybody. You're a survivor of the Wisconsin crew, and you know, it really seemed like it was like a trip to the dentist this week.
I don't think I'm gonna look back, to be honest. I think I'm gonna forget practice and move forward. I don't really want to think about this week. I mean, maybe besides the first round minus my double, but
yeah.
I mean, there's definitely positives and negatives to take away from this week. I hit the ball really good half the holes, and I hit the ball really bad half the holes, and my short game saved me half the time, and then my putter just stopped working today. So, well,
in your defense, not just from you and your group, but there were a number of putts that didn't quite get to their destination.
Yeah, I mean, I played the same course yesterday, and the greens were carpet today for some reason. I mean, I had 10 feet, and I felt like I was hammering it, and I was leaving it short.
In my mind, it looked like a Frank Sinatra type green from 1955, you know, because the way they used to play them.
Like yesterday
7 to 9 on the stimp and
perfect,
blast
and then,
it. Yeah. And you had to get used to that. You did. I mean, when you had to make your clutch up and downs, you were able to figure that out. But you're right. I mean, it had
Thanks
been
to my wedge, though, not to my putter.
right. You put it in pretty close. There was the one
Yeah.
on the front nine that you nestled right up there. Was
Yeah.
that was the hole after OB though, wasn't it? When you hit the tree
Yes.
on the second shot and then
Yeah, I
had
hit
to
a
get up
good
and down for
drive,
par?
and it was too good. It went through the fairway, and then I had a tree that I hit. I think I was too frustrated to realize that tree was in my way. For some reason, I was just like, yeah, I'll be fine. The tree's in my way to my dad. And I'm like, that's literally, like, why would I ever think I could hit it through that tree or
Right,
above it?
yeah.
And I just, yeah. But I think I had 70 yards in. And yeah, the girls, it was this
almost
short.
went in,
They were
yeah.
like, we thought it was going to go in. And I was like, well, I wish it kind of did.
Yeah, that's right. Would have helped later on, right?
Yeah.
We talked yesterday about how nice it'll be to go to second stage without now having to go back to school, move into an apartment and start classes and go through a couple tournaments on the schedule, and you can just worry about preparing for that. What's going to be different in your mind about this next step, given that you're out of school now and a professional?
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never the biggest school girl. I did it and I got good grades, but I didn't love it, and it put a lot of stress. Even when I didn't like it, I still stressed myself over it because I feel like everyone does. But it's going to be nice not to worry about that and maybe have more time to relax and do things that I enjoy.
Sure.
So I'm not so tense, but yeah.
Did you learn anything down there while you were there?
Last year?
Yeah. About that stage versus this stage, and what you might need to do to get through?
I learned that I'm not going to Mexico before, and that my new driver setting will hopefully be better.
And lastly, as we stand here, you started the week among 320 women trying to get to the next stage, and the last groups of it, I think, just finished. There's probably about 15 people on the property. This is one of the strangest weeks in golf to me. What's it like to you? And is it even more satisfying? Kind of, even though you were on the back nine side of this draw, you were still in the afternoon wave, and here you are at the end of a long week, and you're still standing.
Yeah, it was long. It is weird because I've never played golf in this temperature, nor with carts. It's definitely a strange one. We play really quick too. A normal tournament, I feel like we play in like just under 5. Here, I feel like we were running and maybe got done in 4 or less. It was, I mean, the carts help obviously because we're not walking, but it's kind of, you show up, you do your business, and you leave.
Yeah.
Versus other tournaments, I feel like it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Everything moves along quickly, and it's survival out there with that heat.
Yeah.
We were at dinner when we got my tea time, and I may have like yelled a little.
Yelled what? Uh-oh.
I was not too pleased because I was at 2 under, and half the 2 unders got the morning wave and half the 2 unders
Really?
got the afternoon wave. But since I was in that other half, I'm the last tee time off a 10 in the afternoon wave, and I was like, why couldn't I just been the last tee time off 1 in the morning wave? And yeah, that was not a fun night.
Or a fun morning.
I was like, I didn't want the afternoon, but
Yeah. But
we survived barely.
It revealed character.
Well, yeah. I think we knew that about me.
Well, Emily, good luck at second stage. Congratulations.
Thank you.